In this video, I'm going to show you how to sync your clips from the DSLR camera or other camera that you're using with the sound from your external recorder and the sound that you might have in your PowerPoint recordings. So the first thing I'm going to do is I will import the files from one of the modules that we shot. These are the MOV files, and this is the second week, so I'm going to just select these files, MOV files, all recorded on the 21st of March 2017, and I'm going to bring them into Premiere. So the next thing is that I need the PowerPoint recordings from Camtasia Recorder, which is a screen capture software that we're using on my desktop computer and that I'm actually using right now to record this training. They are these ones here, part of the second week of our Module 6 training. I'm going to open them, import, and then the last thing is that I need the WAV files from week 2, and these are files that I've already processed in Adobe Audition. I've applied some compression and some equalization, and I've removed some of the echo from the basement where we're doing these recordings. So I'm going to bring these processed audio files into Premiere as well. And the next thing I do is I create a timeline from one of these, new sequence from clip, so that I can make sure that the settings are exactly right, and they correspond to the settings in these the recording settings for these MOV files. I'm going to delete this from the timeline, and I'm going to rename this test project sync. Okay, and then I'm going to select all of these MOV files from the camera, and I'm going to click on this little icon here, automate to sequence. Ordering should be sort order. They should be placed sequentially and no clip overlap, no audio video transitions or anything like that. And then I'm going to just click OK. And now I have these in chronological order on my timeline. Then I want to lock these tracks so that they will not get moved around when I add the PowerPoint recordings from Camtasia Recorder, and I will automate them to sequence as well, and they will get added onto track 2, video track 2 and audio track 2. Now the last thing I want is I want to add these files from the external recorder. This is the sound that we will be using in the final product, and I'm going to click on automate to sequence, and they get added here. So the difference between these sounds I can quickly show you. The sound from the external recorder is what we want to use.
Production work for these type of testimonial videos. Check this out. Now,
so the quality is very clear and very clean, although you will not hear it in the highest quality because I'm actually using Camtasia Recorder to record this training video for you, and you will not hear the highest quality sound. But this, I assure you that this is really high quality, and this is the kind of quality that we want for our final rendered video. When we compare that with any of these other tracks, like for instance this one, this is for the PowerPoint, what you're seeing here right now, this is the audio track.
This is a video that you can find on bit.ly/.
So you hear it's very distant, it's very soft, it's very echoey. This is definitely not for any kind of production use. This is just for syncing these different tracks together, because the software that we'll be using for this is actually able to determine from the sound wave of all of these different sources, different videos, and this track, it will be able to find and match them with each other, even though this audio quality is very poor. Then finally we have the audio track from the camera, the Canon 7D that we have been using for these recordings, and it sounds like this.
But for you guys, outsource. I'm just giving a quick overview of the software that your team.
So obviously a bit better than the external microphone connected to my desktop computer where we did the PowerPoint recording, but still not good enough for a professional production by any means. It's just for we'll just make use of this track when we sync the audio, and ultimately we can make use of the audio track 3 here, which is the Zoom from our Zoom recorder. So the next thing is that I will save this project or this timeline and export it in Final Cut Pro XML format. I'm going to save it as test project for sync, and actually I've already done this before, so I have the file there. And for the purposes of this training, I'm going to delete this folder here. And then I want to go to another application called PluralEyes. This is a third-party software by Red Giant. You can get it as part of their Shooter suite. I'm not sure if they sell it separately. That might be possible as well. Not sure about the current pricing, but if you're doing any professional video production, this is a really useful tool, and I highly recommend that you purchase it. So I'm going to create a new project from Premiere Pro. Click on this test project that I just exported, and it will find. Okay, because I've done this before, it's actually created the peak files and the audio preview files for this media. Normally it might take a little bit longer, but what I want to do here is I want to unselect level audio and select try really hard. This, like you see here, it increases the percentage of clips that can be automatically synced, especially if they're really short or noisy or whatever. So this increases our chances of getting actually all of the clips synced. I'm gonna select that. It doesn't have a huge effect on the performance, especially if you have a fairly good computer. I'm gonna just click on synchronize, and you see how it starts synchronizing all of these files. The green ones I've already found. Yes, 4 clips in the project did not sync, and these are actually files that we didn't even want to sync. They're just some extra files there related to some other recordings that we did. All the green clips have now been synced, and I'm going to export this in Premiere Pro format. I don't want to create a sequence with the replaced audio. I'm just going to export, and they will be, if you want to see where they're saved, they're going to be saved in the same folder where you have the, sorry, not the same folder, but the same folder structure where you have the XML project that you just got out of Premiere, and in a folder structure like this, test project, sync, export, add, and so on. So I'm going to close PluralEyes, and I'm going to go back to Premiere. And at this stage, I want to delete everything that I have here. So I'm basically starting from scratch, and I am going to import, going to this folder and this folder, and I'm going to choose test project. And you see how it brings back all the files that I had here. If I had not deleted them from my project panel, then I would have duplicates of all of these files. So that's, I want it to be cleaned up before I actually import the project. Then if I click on this test project, synced, you see that we now have all the different clips here on the timeline, and they are perfectly matched with not only the PowerPoint, so that we actually have, we can see that we have exactly the same image. We have Kian presenting on camera, and we have exactly the same image here, because they have been synced with the help of the audio track that we have here in the MP4 file. Even though it's very low quality, it's still good enough for syncing. And the other thing is that we have the external audio recorder file here, the WAV file, and if we turn off or mute these other tracks, or we solo this track, you will be able to see that it matches perfectly with the files that we got from our camera. So I'm gonna hide this track, this PowerPoint track, and when I start playing.
You can even use a gorilla tripod, right, if you want difficult or funny angles.
So you see we are using the sound from this microphone, and it's perfectly synced with the sound from the camera, so that these clips will actually look like they are seamlessly integrated together. And that's it. I'm not going to show in this video how we do the multicam editing. That's going to be covered in another video. But it's a really fast and effective way to sync clips from different sources and compile them together here in Premiere so that you can then start working on doing the actual multicam editing and switch between the PowerPoint presentation and this on-camera presentation, and make it seamless and smooth and professional with really high quality audio. That's it. I'm Ollie from Star Producer Academy, the Chief Technical Officer. If you have any questions or you have problems implementing this, the best way is to join our closed Facebook group called The Art of High Impact Videos and High Ticket Sales. And you can post your question there. You can say that you watched our training, you don't know exactly how to do it, and you want some more advice, and we can give you some free advice on how to do this on your computer and your setup. Or you can consider joining our coaching program if you're really interested and serious about how to put together all these high impact videos and build really cool funnels and convert leads from Facebook automatically and so on. You can check out our website at starproduceracademy.com, and the funnel that we're currently using for our Facebook campaign is at starproducermastery.com. That's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next training.